Welcome to the continuing lesson on pairs of angles. In the previous video, we talked about the definitions and some vocabulary, and now we're going to put these vocabularies and definitions to use. Okay, so it says here, angles 1 and 2 are complementary. Angle 2 and angle 3 are supplementary angles. Given the measure of angle 1, find the measure of angle 2 and the measure of angle 3. Okay, so let's just start with this first statement. Angle 1 and 2 are complementary angles. So this means they add to 90 degrees. Okay. So let's see here. Measure of angle 1 is 47 degrees. And because they're complementary, we know that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 90 degrees. Okay. Then we can make the substitution. We can make this substitution here. Instead of writing angle 1, I can just write 43 plus measure angle 2. Okay. And now just do a little of algebra. Subtract 43 from both sides. So then I get the measure of angle 2 equals 90 minus 43, and that is 47 degrees. Okay, so measure of angle 2, that's 47 degrees. Okay. But now we're asked to find measure of angle 3. Well, it says here that the measure of angle 3 and angles 2 and 3 are supplementary, and this means they add to 180 degrees. Okay? Let me write this back to 180 degrees. So if we do the measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 3, that's got to be equal to 180. Then we make the substitution here. 47 goes in for measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 3 equals 180, and then we subtract 47 from both sides, and we get the measure of angle 3 is equal to 180 minus 47, that is 133 degrees. Okay. And so now we can also check our answers, just a little bit of mental math. 47 plus 43, that's 90. 133 plus 47, that is 180 degrees. Okay, so we can be confident in that. Okay, so a lot of times in geometry, you're going to be given text. You're going to be given just a sentence or several sentences or a paragraph, and it's really important that you're able to express this algebraically. And other times we can draw pictures, but sometimes we can actually get it done without having to draw too many pictures. Okay. Let's continue here. So now we're going to solve this next problem. We're going to find the measure of angle ABC and the measure of angle CBD. Okay? And you can see that these angles are represented with variables. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to solve for x first. Okay? We're going to solve for x and then use x to answer the question that we're actually looking to answer. Okay? So something important to notice here, this little mark right here indicates that it is a 90-degree angle. Okay. And you can see here you have BE going this way and BA going this way. So that means that DBA, okay, so DBA and DBE form a linear pair. Okay, look back in the previous page or the previous video if you don't remember what a linear pair means. So they form a linear pair, which means they have to add up to 180 degrees. So if this side of the angle, this side here, DBE, is 90, that means this right here, okay, this mark right here, this entire big angle must also be 90 degrees. So the measure of DBA must also be 90 degrees, okay, because this is already 90. Okay, so now we can put our algebra skills to use. We know that DBC, so I'll say this, measure of angle DBC plus the measure of angle CBA equals 90. And now I make the substitution. DBC is 5x minus 4, and CBA is 11x minus 2. And again, when we're working with substitution, you should use parentheses to indicate that you're making a substitution so that you can, it's less error prone. Okay? And we'll simplify the left hand side. This is 5x and 11x, and this is addition, so that's going to add up to 16x. Negative 4 and negative 2, so that's going to be negative 6. Okay. Add 6 to both sides, and you get 16x equals 96. And then do your division. 96 divided by 16 gives us 6. So x equals 6. Okay, so we've solved for x now. But that, remember, that doesn't really answer our question. We're really asked to find the measure of angle ABC and the measure of angle CBD. Okay, that's what the question that we're asked to solve for. So now we can just make these substitutions. It shouldn't be too difficult because we have x already. So the measure of ABC is equal to 11x minus 2. Okay, but we can substitute here 11 times 6 minus 2. That's 66 minus 2, so that's 64 degrees. Okay, so that's ABC. And then CBD is 5x minus 4. Make our substitution here. 5 times 6 minus 4. That's 30 minus 4, which gives us 26 degrees. Okay. And we can also check. You can see that CBD and CBA, or ABC, these two angles here should add up to 90 degrees. Do these two numbers add up to 90 degrees? 64, 26. So if you check that and they add up to 90 degrees, then we know we have a correct answer. Okay. All right, let's look at example 3, and we're going to do our work on the left side here, just so that we don't confuse it with what I've got going on over here. So once again, you can see this forms a linear pair, ABC and CBD, so that you know that this adds up to 180 degrees. So this is a linear pair here because it forms this straight line. So we know that the measure of ABC plus the measure of CBD equals 180 degrees. Okay? Then we can make our substitution. 8x plus 9 plus 16x plus 17, equals 180 degrees. Okay? Then we can put the x's together, so you're going to get 24x. 9 and 17 gives you 26, equals 180. Subtract 26 from both sides, and we should get 154. Okay. Then divide 154 by 24. I see now that I've made a mistake. I wrote 16x when this should have been just 6. So let me correct that. Okay. You should do your homework in pencil. I'm only doing, or your notes in pencil. I'm only doing this in pen so you can see better. So this is 8x plus 6x. So this is not going to give me 24. It's going to give me 14. Okay, this is my mistake. Sorry about that. Use your eraser. And so now I see 154 divided by 14 rather, is going to give me 11. So x equals 11. Okay. And once again, we're not asked to solve for x, we're asked to solve for ABC. So now we can make the substitution. The measure of ABC is equal to 8x plus 9, okay, which is 8 times 11 plus 9, which is 88 plus 9, so that's 97 degrees. Now we can also do the same thing for CBD, and I apologize for not giving you enough space here. CBD is 6x plus 17. Okay, so that's let's see, 6x, so that's 6 times 11 plus 17, so that's 66 plus 17, that should give you 83 degrees. Okay, and one way that we can check is to add these two numbers together, and you should get 180 degrees. So if you do that, that would be a terrific way to check your work. Alright, so the main idea here to these three problems which we completed here is for us to be able to understand either from the text or from the picture what if two angles are complementary or supplementary or some combination of that, and use the definition that they either add up to 90 or 180 degrees to solve for the variables. Okay, either solve for the missing angle or solve for the missing variables, and then use that fact to solve for the actual angle itself. Okay, so again, if you have a hard time with this, keep working at it. Ask for help from your teacher, and you should be okay. This video is getting a little bit long already at 11 minutes, so I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to start a different video for the last two problems, because that's a little bit different than the problems we've seen so far.